Jawn is back, baby. Side Jawn is back.
I do something called the 5-star shout out. I love to say this line. I'm not gonna say it because I don't believe in it. I don't believe in you can't make a you know what I'm talking about.
Good morning, everybody. I'm glad to be here. Happy to be here this morning. Saturday mornings with the chocolate girl. My girl Sharon Mullen is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. We're back.
Good morning. So glad to be here on Saturday, my favorite day of the week. Welcome to the Side Jawn.
Welcome to the Side
Good to see you, Big Dan.
Yes, it is great to see you too, Sharon. Right after the holidays. I got some questions and concerns, but we also now listen, I would say this is a special guest, but this ain't just a special guest. This is family right here. You know what I mean? Right. This is the, you know, when we have problems, we go to Lynn. I think we owe him some money. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. The way we be asking him questions and the way he come through for us, I think we owe him some money.
Oh, I know I do.
Yes, and you know what? Next time I come to North Carolina, I'm taking the both of y'all out to dinner. That's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna try to repay all that. Y'all pick the restaurant.
You know where we going, right, Lynn? You know where we going.
We are going. Hopefully, it's somewhere I can go. I got a shellfish allergy.
Chopsticks. It's going to involve chopsticks.
That's right. Go get some sushi. They sell other things, Dennis. You don't have to eat the sushi. They have a variety of things.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lynn Steravant is in the building. Dr. Lynn Steravant is in the building. And he ain't just, you know, a relationship doctor. He ain't just, you know, a psychologist doctor. He also helps out with a lot of other things, you know, issues that you have in your lifestyle, even weight loss issues. Just want to let you know that. I'm one with a weight loss issue. So
got you covered.
Yes.
Got us covered.
Sure
welcome to the show, Lynn. It's so good to see you and have you sit down with us today.
It is a pleasure to be here. I'm looking forward to serving the audience. So
yes. Let me ask you this, Lynn, because you've been doing this for a long time, and I just want to know, how has it been, you know, helping these marriages in your lifetime? How has it been? Has it come through for you like, you know what, I've saved some marriages, or has it been like, you know, there's a lot of troubled marriages out there?
Well, you know, marriage as a track record has a 52% failure rate. If I said that you was going to walk out of your house today, there's a 52% chance of you getting hit in the head with a bowling ball, you probably stay in the house.
Probably so. Knowing me.
So
there's
rules to this thing that, you know, one of the legacy I want to leave at North Carolina Central is I want to start marriage and family classes. See, we need to, you know, because most of us are coming out of controversy, dysfunction, you know, a whole bunch of stuff, and here we are in a brand new environment, and you still got your family running in the background. So my fantasy is to start, marriage 101, how to be in a family, how to discover yourself. I mean, I see about 10 or 15 classes. So, but when going back to your question, Dennis, it's satisfying if the couple wants to change. You have to want to do this.
Yes, you do.
And so one of the things I do is a personality assessment to see how well they line up personality-wise, and 9 times out of 10, total mismatch. Personality-wise, y'all shouldn't even be in the same planet. So I'm trying, but they got kids, and so I'm like, okay, let's see if we can construct a way that you two can get along for the sake of the kids. Because I'm a child advocate. I believe kids should have parents. And we go through and we just start unpacking the childhood. All of your childhood shit shows up in a relationship. There's no other place to discharge that kind of energy other than being in a relationship. So when you get there, it's like I've got all of this pent up stuff, and if you don't talk it out, you're gonna act it out every single time. So when
repeat that line again. If you don't talk it out, what?
If you don't talk it out, you're gonna act it out.
Right.
That part.
I just wanted to get that out again because I'm always telling you, you got to have conversations about stuff. You can't just hold it in and not talk about it. It's not going to go anywhere. It's just going to get pent up.
And I want to say, and I know she watching, so I want to say this. It's still an issue with my new boo. Just want to say that.
Hi, new boo.
Yeah, still an issue with my new boo. So
you better figure it out. She gonna be the old boo.
Yeah. Well, it will be my fault.
So
it sure will.
So and see, and here's where communications come in, and I got a couple, I said, and I asked them, I said, have y'all talked about a prenup? Oh no, we love each other now. She got houses, money, car. She packed, and homeboy didn't have as much, and so oh no, I love him and all that. So I said, well, but have y'all talked about it? No. I said, so what does that say about your ability to communicate? You can't talk about difficult things. What does that say? That's a pretense of what's getting ready to happen, because when something difficult happens, they're going to go back to this moment and go, either going to run from it or just avoid it or just wait until it blows up, and then you have to deal with it. So you have to be able to talk about difficult stuff. You have to, because and I said, and I said, and I had a private session with her. I said, if this shit go left, you could get, some stuff. And a prenup is basically mine, yours, ours. It's just 3 little simple divisions. You can't, and most folks like you leave with what you came with. But it gets tricky because, you have children. But basically, that's all a prenup does. Mine, yours, ours. We're just going to have we're going to have an adult conversation about the division of stuff. Should it happen? This should go left. And so you got to have that kind of conversation. You got to have a conversation about your will. But y'all got a will? No. What do you mean you don't have a will? Y'all making money, you got assets, and you don't have okay, so you're going to invite the state probate to come up into your business and tell you what to do with your stuff. That part. Again.
Look, I recommend not only a will, but I recommend a prenup for people who don't even have much. Right. Because you never know what you're going to have in the future.
Right.
You just never know. You need to have one. I'm telling, if I ever get married, we having one, period. I don't care if I don't have a pocket piss in or the windows throw it out. It don't matter. Honestly, I will have one signed, sealed, and delivered.
Right.
Or we say I do.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a morbid conversation.
For that.
Mm-mm.
Well, it's a more of a conversation, but you need to have the will, the prenup conversation. You need to have that. Who gonna take your kids? Both y'all in the accident. Who gonna take your kids?
Oh, that's important.
Yeah. Well, it should go to my mama. No, it should go to my grandma. No, it should go to my.
No, you better put it in writing.
Put it in writing and put it in a place that can be reached. Should go left.
Since we talking
And
about
people need to put take that seriously. The role of godparent too.
Yes.
It's a real thing. It's not just something cute. Oh, my friend, I'm her godmama. No, it's a real thing, honey. It's not social media fodder. It's a real role. And if it's not serious enough to you, then I wouldn't partake in it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Don't name one if you don't know what it means.
Right. You next in line. That is correct. But and a lot of people, like you said, they think it's a really cute title, and then shit hits the fan, and then it's like, okay.
Oh well, you down here as godparents. What?
Well, we ain't prepared to take there's 4 of them. I mean,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
It gets rough. All right, now since we is talking about family, all right, we talking about family. I gotta ask y'all, the holidays just passed. How was y'all holidays? Just gotta ask y'all, how was y'all holidays? Lynn, you are the guest. We would like to know, how was your holidays?
My holidays being spent walking around the damn lake. 10,000 steps.
I'm trying to get back to 10,000, Lynn. I'm at 8. I'm trying to get back to 10.
I knew I prepared because I like to fast right before major holidays. I like to fast and kind of get it down, and then because it's really different. The 2 most difficult times of the year to maintain your weight is Christmas and Thanksgiving, because everybody's eating. Everybody, and then and you in the South, people gonna look at you weird, like, why ain't you eating? You don't like my food? You can't have none of that shit.
Yeah,
so,
that's true. That's true.
So I pile my plate this high, and I just kind of nurse it, and then I ate too much damn turkey, and you know what happened after I ate that damn turkey.
That's what happened.
Love it. Best sleep ever. So, but yeah, the holidays was wonderful. Thanksgiving, I mean, Christmas, a lot of it goes into Thanksgiving. Christmas will be just kind of like, you would just have a ham, not as elaborate, but yeah, it's that time of year, and then the New Year's resolution. I'm gonna,
Sharon know how I feel about them resolutions. New year, new lie.
Yeah,
I don't make resolutions. I do set goals and try to do a vision board every year, but I've gotten away from it, but I decided I'm gonna return to it.
Well, the main thing here, and I say this real gingerly, don't break a promise to yourself. If you get into the habit of breaking a promise to yourself, I'm gonna do, and then you don't, then your brain goes, okay, well, you full of shit. And if you really want to change your behavior, you got to do that thing 28 times in a row before
to change it.
Goes, okay.
One thing, you need to keep your resolutions to why share it with everybody? Just keep it to
like
yourself.
Accountability.
No, that's fake. It's fake accountability, because that's not really what happens. Unless you are intentional about having an accountability partner or belonging to a group, and actively participate and do all the steps and use all the tools in the group, then you're just trying to sound like you got it all going on, and you really don't. You just pretend it for the gram, as they say. So keep it to yourself and work on it. So Keith has a good one. What's up, Kilo? Sharon, I had a question about the vision boards. What are the pros and cons of the board if we're trying to have the kids created? Oh, this is a great question. So let me answer quickly, very briefly. It's the concept of visualization. That's the whole basis of a vision board. You see it, you can be it. You put things on there that mean something to you. The best way I love to do a vision board is get good old-fashioned magazines. I'm not for the digital. That's just not me. I prefer to go get some regular old magazines. If you don't have any, go to a barbershop, beauty salon somewhere and say, hey, can I have some, or a doctor's office and say, hey, can I have some of your old magazines? They will give them to you. I've never had one tell me no, not ever. And you take those and you cut out things and you put it on your vision board, things that you want to accomplish, things that you want to change, things that you want to try for the first time, things like that. Like I would put a ship on it if I'm going on a cruise or, something, but you want to be intentional and you want it to be about like that year coming up if you're going to be focusing on it for that year. Now, you don't have to limit it to a year. So here's the pros of it, Keith. The visualization helps keep that in the forefront of your mind. People who swear by vision boards say that there are things that they never could get themselves to do until they put it on that vision board, and it happens. And it's true. I have vision boards. I've had vision boards for years, but if you don't stick with your vision, then the vision board won't work with you. So it still requires commitment. You can't do a vision board, put it over there in the closet, and then come back and say, okay, well, all this stuff happened and you did nothing to try to make it happen. You still got to work. You still got to do things. It doesn't just happen to you. Nobody's giving it to you. But that's the benefit. The benefit is a visual reminder of what you're supposed to be working towards, what you're thinking about, what your desires are. And it's even good to see if it's changed, because sometimes you can start out the year with these things and come June, you might be feeling a little different about some of the things on your board. Well, you alter your board. There's nothing wrong with that. You change it up. So that's some of the pros. The cons, I don't really know any, unless you just don't believe in visualization, or the only con is if you don't have any dreams. If you don't have anything that you really want, any desires, if you're complacent and you just living is just enough for you and that's it, and you don't have goals, then you won't need a vision board. A vision board won't help you. A vision board does not help you develop dreams. Your dreams help you develop your vision board. So that's that. Good question, Kilo.
Girl. You getting chocolate over there. You get like a chocolate water, baby. I hear you over there, baby.
See. I'm slowly, it's taking me a few years. I'm trying to get the chocolate girl back. Trying to get her back. I'm easing a little closer.
Hey, you know how you used to tell me back in the day? I might gotta write that one down. I might gotta write that one down. Hold on.
It's true.
I like that one down.
It's true. And I'm speaking from experience as a person who woke up one day and realized that I had stopped dreaming. Life, depression, just things, sadness, my heart just broken, this broken heartness and all that can lead you to a place where you don't dream anymore. And I'm telling you, I don't want to get emotional, so I'm gonna stop talking about it. But it's not a place that you want to be. It is a dark, lonely place that nobody can experience for you, and you can't explain it to somebody. You can't explain it. And the reason why you really don't want to explain that is because the first thing they're going to say is, well, you got to snap out of that. Well, how can you? You don't need the criticism when you're in that place. No, so don't share it. That's my recommendation. And unless, except for Dr. Lynn, you can share it with Dr. Lynn because he's going to help you.
Sharon, I call that section right there, I call that the matrix. I call that the matrix because at that time, all you're doing is coming home, going to work, coming home, going to work.
Yeah.
You're not really, you don't know nothing going on in the world at that time.
No.
People can literally tell you, oh, well, 4 of your neighbors died the other day. Wow, I didn't even know that. I didn't,
because you're consumed with your own pain.
And I tell people, I'm like, you can get caught in the matrix so fast and not even know it. and
Yeah.
6 months went by just that quick, and you don't know what's going on in the world.
Yep, I agree. So
And I was like that for some years until one day I realized you stopped dreaming.
so with
And
regard to
that's
visualization,
Oh my God. It almost choked me when I said it. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Lynn. I couldn't hear you.
I'm not gonna lie to you. And that's when I started sitting back and I said, I don't care what's going on. I'm going on vacation. I gotta see something different. Because I didn't like that I was in that matrix like that. I was like, I'm going on vacation. I gotta see something different. That's why you'll see me. You'll be like, you going on another vacation? Yeah, I'm going. I don't care. I'm going. All right. I'll be there.
Mhm.
Is this how I am?
you gotta with regards to the board. I think what helps is and writing it down and physically doing it. I think that's cool, but you got to do it here.
You got to.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is they had an experiment in which they had 10 ball players. We want you to come in and shoot, foul shots. And then the other 10 ball players, they said, we want you to go back to your room and visualize shooting foul shots. The group that visualized shooting the foul shots outperformed the ones who did it physically, because in my mind, I made every shot.
Right.
And so when they actually got to do it, it was much more fluid. And so what that is saying is, the thing that you want to visualize, see it as a done deal. Who would you be? How does it change you? And to live in that moment. So, okay, so if losing weight is the goal, okay, see yourself getting that tailored suit. Listen to the compliments that come in from people who ain't seen you in a while, and they go, oh, damn,
Right.
do that kind of those kinds of exercises. The optimal time to do it is right before you go to sleep, in which the door to your unconscious is open, and you've got a moment to kind of slip your suggestion in there before that portal closes. And then when you wake up in the morning, you kind of do the same thing. If you do that for 28 times in a row, your unconscious will now start to move your conscious to do the things that you want to accomplish. But you have to see it. You have to see it as a done deal. There's a version of you that has everything that you want. My goal to help you line up with that version of yourself that has already accomplished it.
Right.
It's a different way of thinking about it, because I want to line up with, here, the Lenny that's successful CEO, persona couture, the successful relationship coach, line up with that and then live it.
Well, let me say something about that, especially you were mentioning weight loss. Well, that's what I'm going through right now. So let me show you me when I had my what do you call it? My vision, and started picturing myself as a smaller woman. Let me show you me. That was me. When I met Dennis, this is how Sharon looked. This is different than what I look like now. I don't look like that now. That's the heaviest I had ever been in my life. And so now people who haven't seen me since 2021, and they've been seeing me going back out, start last year and then sometime this year, they see me there. Like one person, he walked right, he saw me 3 or 4 times, didn't say anything to me, didn't know it was me. And finally last week, I saw him last week and I said, hey, and I went up to him and got in his face and I said, do you remember who I am? And he heard me talk. When he heard me speak and he looked at me, he said, oh my God, it's Chocolate. He said, I haven't seen you. And I said, no, you've seen me. You've seen me the last 3 or 4 weeks. You didn't know it was me. Because the last time he saw me, I looked like that. So you're right about the vision. I started seeing myself as a smaller person. I started getting out clothes that I had in my closet. I
Yeah.
couldn't wear anymore.
Yeah.
And putting them up and imagining, finding pictures of me in those clothes, that type of thing. So that visualization does help.
Make it
really does help.
tactile. Touch it, feel it.
And I'm a tactile learner too. So it's easier for me to do the vision thing because I'm that type of person.
Right. Do it outside and do it inside. And I think once you superimpose the two, it makes hitting your goal a lot easier.
Exactly.
You think we should do a vision board party?
Well, Keith put in there, would you be able to present what the board looks like, preferably an old board and that type of thing? And it got me to thinking maybe we could do a show on it and have him on, have BJ on, have people that want to know about it on. Right. Of course, I'd be glad to do that. I can show you mine right here. My current one is right here.
Trisha Joy, you gonna come join us? Trisha Joy, pump it up, pump it up. She act like she don't know us now. It was OKC won the championship. You know what I mean? She over
stop it.
She's so bougie now. You know what I mean? Her team don't win the championship. She bougie now.
So this is my vision board right now.
Wow.
Okay.
Now all the stuff that's hanging down, these crystals and stuff, I had them trimmed around the corner, but they all came off. So I have to put the glue back on.
Hold on, Sharon. I know how to make you bigger. Hold up. I don't learn.
Make it bigger.
Too. Yeah, I'm gonna make you bigger. No, I did the wrong button. Hold up. Man, wrong person. Wait a minute. Gotta make you bigger. That's what I gotta do. I'm gonna hit the wrong person. I don't even. No, did it wrong again. Never mind. I don't know what I'm doing.
You can find it. But anyway, like on here, there's a shoe. Where's the shoe? There's a shoe right here. Well, let me tell you what happened. When I had when I was sick and I had put on all this weight, I could no longer wear high heel shoes.
Yep.
So for years, I've been wearing these flat shoes and literally cannot wear high heel shoes. And so I said I wanted to get my shoe game back up. So that's what that is, and that's a high heel shoe. Another one, joy. I just told you I was in a dark place and I had stopped dreaming. I wanted to start finding more joy. I wanted to start believing I can and I will. I love Chanel No. 5. That's my favorite fragrance. I want to start back to wearing Chanel No. 5 all the time. Yeah, that's my favorite. And let me tell you about that Chanel No. 5.
It's old school.
I have had men follow me around asking me what that fragrance is. I'm not kidding. It's something about the way that hits my skin because someone else that I know, when she puts it on, she says, in her words, it smells like piss on her. That's what she says. Not me. That's what she says. But for me, it's just the right fragrance for me. And I was probably damn near 40 years old before I realized that Chanel No. 5 was the fragrance for me. Well, I put that on my vision board because I had stopped wearing it. I mean, not only had I stopped dreaming, I had stopped wearing it. I had stopped feeling joy. I had stopped doing the things, stopped wearing high heel shoes and being a woman in my full womanhoodness. And
right.
Let me see. I put a financial freedom picture, and here's the scale. Here's the scale. I put my scale on there. It's about losing weight, being successful, some other quotes, joy, peace, love, that type of thing. You just put it all on the board. And you need to keep it somewhere where you see it. You don't put it in the closet or stick it behind your bed or in the bathroom where you only go 3 or 4 times a day. You want to put it somewhere prominent. That sits on my dresser. I see it every morning. I see it every morning. Now it's time for me to do another one because that one's a little old. And there are some things on there that I have done. I'm back to wearing high heel shoes now. I've lost 152 pounds now. I'm up to 152 pounds.
Wow.
Since that picture. And yeah, I feel much better. And so I have more joy because, and I even put on here, I put on here a word of encouragement, you guys. It says, it's a slow process. Keep going. You got to motivate yourself. It didn't happen overnight for me. It may not happen overnight for you, but you got to keep going. You cannot give up. And I was a give up person, very impatient. If I don't see change, I'm stopping it. I had this. That's a lack of discipline. That's really what it was. It's really a lack of discipline for me. So yeah. So I still struggle with discipline. So that's gonna be a word on my vision board this year.
So
that's right. That's right, Ernest. That's right, OG. Look at God. This is all God. This is I could not have done this without God in my life. And that water. And drinking water. Drinking water.
The discipline is
holler at me, Core. Holler at me. Brand ambassador.
This discipline is doing what you hate like you love it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it was like, you know, I hate walking around that. I don't hate walking around the lake, but you know, it's raining, or it's cold, or I still a little. I make procrastinational excuses not to. See, and you got to punch. It's punching through that wall, but it's again visualize the end. You know, I want to weigh X. And you know, again, I think when you do it in your mind and you're getting the new clothes, you're shopping for new clothes, and you're putting on a new suit, and I love getting fitted for a suit. You know, you got to put your arms out, you got the tape measure, the inseam, all that stuff. When you visualize all of that, and then the final product comes, and you go and pick up your suit, and you got the tie and the shirt and the shoes to match, and you go to church or you go to a business meeting and visualize all of it. And the more you visualize it, the more the visualization, the internal visualization, the cells in your body are eavesdropping on every conversation you have. Every cell in your body. Watch what you say to yourself, and in particular, watch what you say after I am stupid. I am sick. I am stupid. Tired. I am. It becomes whatever comes after I am becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Don't play with that.
Right? And you're right. And that's one of the rules that I have to actively work at better. Not saying negative things about myself. It's so easy to do. I've done it my whole life. It's easy to do. Like when you don't have any money, you be like, I'm broke.
And the law of attraction says you're gonna get more of what you don't want. So
especially if you keep saying that what you don't want.
And you get more of it. I can't catch a break. Okay. And so the universe arranges itself so that you can't catch a break. Damn.
Yeah, I remember that Steve Harvey video where he's talking to a woman, and he was talking to her, and he said, y'all walking around saying all men are dogs, and he said, and now you about to meet every one of them because you said it. And the first time I heard him say, it's like the mountains the clouds just open up. I was just like, that just makes so much sense, you know. And it's hard. It's not an easy thing to change. It's not. Trust me.
But
trust me. You got to work at it every day.
Yeah, but you're in control of your own reality. And this is the part where I help people to bridge. You are in control of everything that happens to you. All of it. Your money. Money is a frequency. Okay? And you got to align with the version of yourself that does money right, that spends money right. Right? If I've got family stuff, I grew up poor. I've been in the welfare lines. I've been in the big block of cheese, all that stuff. Food stamps, where you had to write the receipt, the remainder on the back of the food stamp. Right.
I remember those coupons. Remember those food stamp coupon book?
Oh yeah. And
they had the picture of the crops and all that on it. It was Department of Agriculture. Department of Agriculture written at the bottom of the. Oh yeah, you ripped them out. Here you go. Oh yeah.
So if
I had them for a very short period of time. I had them as an adult.
If you grow up in scarcity, see, this is the biggest block you got to overcome. If you grow up in scarcity, and scarcity has been repeated to you, and long after you're an adult, that scarcity thing, it still fires until you can get out of that orbit of scarcity. Your world will be arranged to be scarce. It's why lottery winners can't hold on to it. They attracted the money, but they couldn't keep it. Like, damn, how you got millionaires go broke. You've heard it time and time again.
Oh yeah. And then there's those of us that look at them and say, "Oh, that could not happen to me."
And then it
can. It can if you don't get this right. If you don't get this right.
Yeah. And it's sad that most people don't want to make an investment in this. You get cars, and
especially us, especially yeah.
Right. And so,
all I need is Jesus.
Okay, yeah, okay. There you go.
Yeah, you need Jesus. You need Jesus and Dr. Lynn. You need somebody. You need to talk to somebody that knows what they're doing. Not Jake down at the barbershop. Not Peanut.
We gotta get to these videos now, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
Get to these videos because y'all listen.
Sorry for the tangent, but yeah, if you still watch it, Kilo, yeah, I'll be glad to do the vision board thing. Don't let me forget. Stay after me so I can get this playing.
All right, let me start with the first one.
Question for you, bro.
Let's go.
So I just got married. International Players Anthem was actually my wedding walkout song. But I'll keep it G, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I used to be a player. Now, I'm trying to walk the straight line and avoid the gun line. What type of advice would you give me on being a solid husband and to try to do right type shit?
No, I love that question.
He asked the right questions to the right guy, didn't he?
Oh my God, he didn't even know what our conversation was going to be today.
I love this. I'm going to need you by the beginning of the year to get yourself to a place where you can leave your phone with your wife for the weekend.
How do you get there?
The first thing is you shouldn't have the numbers in the phone anyway if you're married. You should have done this before. But let's say you don't want to be tempted anymore. That's not going to happen. You're going to be tempted. You're going to find women that are prettier than your wife. You're going to find women that are built better than your wife, but they're not going to protect you. They're not going to love you in the way that your wife does. And basically what you're going to have to do is try to teach and train somebody to love you in the way that somebody already does. It's not worth it, bro. If you loved her enough to marry her, and to give her your last name in front of all those people and God Almighty, least you can do is keep your phone and your life clean. If you have any women in your life, my brother, now's the time. Get it done. And I hope your wife is watching because she needs to do it too.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder.
She needs to do it too because the idea is not just leaving the phone at home. You should be in a marriage where y'all can trade phones. And if somebody calls her phone for her, you can tell them she has your phone and vice versa. That's the test. But you got to do your part first, Will.
Oh my God, I love this video. I probably watched that video over about 15 times because that is so me. So me. But Lynn.
So I'm constantly doing theory, and I'm constantly doing theory with regards to us. So not only do you have to honor that person's absence, you have to defend it. two different things. I honor your. So I'm at a restaurant, and you know, women are getting fairly aggressive these days. And you get. I'm that guy that I don't really know when I'm being hit on. So I mean, I know it's stupid, but I remember being a conference. You know, I'm sitting at the table, kind of eating, and you know, and this person saw me in the conference and said, I said, "Oh, well, yeah, you can sit down." And slowly but surely, I'm like, we're having a conversation. I'm like, and I'm saying to myself, wait a minute, is she hitting on me? Oh shit, wait a minute. I'm like, and then my clinical light goes on. Like, okay, I am flattered that you would, you know, choose me, and there's a bunch of people at this conference, but I can't hang out with you. I can't be with you. I can't. I mean, but hey, it's a lot of people around here. But you know, and I think you'll be successful. But I can't because I'm in love with another person. So, but you know, you're beautiful. You're intelligent. I'm sure that there's somebody here that can line up to your frequency.
Mm-hmm.
That's honoring the absence. And then she got more aggressive. Then I had to defend it. And that's the hood side comes out like, look, okay, I've been nice about it, but get the fuck up out of my table because it ain't gonna happen for you.
Right.
You got a bet going on with somebody. What the
right. It's like where the cameras at?
Right.
Are their friends in the back looking? What's going on? Yeah.
That's honoring the absence, and then sometimes you have to defend it. So and usually that's a 1-2 punch, and people will go to hell on. But yeah, that's super important. That you know,
Dennis, what you think about this video and what he said? What the advice was he gave the guy?
I've never been to a point where I think I could trade phones with, you know, any spouse that I've been with. Never been to that point.
But what does that say? Does it say something about you? Does it? Or does it not say anything about you?
I could have traded my phone at any time. I'm just saying, and I'm not saying that they couldn't have traded their phone, but it just never happened. Let's just say that. But yeah, I went to that point. I ain't really have nothing going in my last couple of relationships. I ain't have no side stuff. Now, 20-year-old, then I wouldn't trade my phone. Right now, I have phone.
Do you agree with the premise that in relationships that, you know, if you're gonna have a good one, that's where you need to be?
I do agree with that.
Even if it doesn't happen, that you could do it and it wouldn't be a problem.
It wouldn't be a problem. Yes, that's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're asking for especially a lot of black males who 85, 90% of black males didn't grow with a father in the house. So you're asking me to model some behavior I ain't never seen. You're asking me to pour from an empty tank. I ain't never seen my dad not exchange phones with my. So you're taking an endeavor to something that you don't have no prototype in your mind about. That's scary. It's the unknown. And most of us run from the unknown when we should be actually running towards the unknown.
Yes. But just like they didn't grow up with the father in the home, so they didn't see him swapping phones. They didn't see him not swapping phones. They didn't do
anything.
They haven't seen anything. But why is it understandable for them to gravitate towards the bad behavior and then use it as an excuse why they don't gravitate towards the good behavior? I just think I think that it's a choice. I'm always the person that's going to say it's a choice. Dennis and I have talked about this so many times about cheating. Cheating is a choice. It's a decision. You do not have to do it just because you never seen somebody model being faithful in your household. You ought to know how you want to treat people like you want to be treated. Do you want the chick to cheat on you? No, then don't do it with her. Do you want the man to cheat on you, woman? No, then don't cheat on him. That's it.
Well, that's easier said than done. But if you're
Just
looking at 80 hours a month of television programming, and if you watching Housewives and a whole bunch of stupid and silly shit, and you inculcate that 80 hours a month, I got your mind.
You're absolutely right, because the second part of what you said, you're inculcating that, you're copying that, you're mimicking that. I'm not her. I don't get my way of being from media, from TV. I don't watch.
A lot of us do.
I know it. I'm just lucky enough to say I don't get mine from TV. I got mine I did have both parents in my house, and they were faithful people. But I can't say that there are some things that I've done in my adult life that I never saw them do yet, because there are some things that I've done in my life I've never saw them do, and they were not good things. So as an adult, I had to grow up and stuff. Yeah, Trisha, from TV. You were talking about a generation of people now who they would rather get their way of behaving from TV than from their own elders in their community. They won't listen to us, but they'll turn on that TV and see how they handle it and mimic them and behave like I've noticed it ever since the millennials.
I know what she's saying. She's like, they ain't watching TV, they on their phones now. Screen time is what we're trying to say.
Screen time, yeah. TV, phones, videos, anything. It's just not from the people in your community that you should be trusting to impart you with this information. It's from videos. It's just like the music thing. I remember the first time I heard NWA. I remember the first time I heard it. It was a different type of rap music for me because I come from the original hip hop. I was there, I wasn't in Brooklyn or wherever it was in New York when it started. I was in Ohio, but I remember the first rap song that was released nationwide. I remember growing up and being a part of that generation. And then I remember the first time I heard NWA. And I was like, oh my God. But it was almost like poetry, but like reading a fictional book to me. The things that they were saying were horrible, but it was almost comical because it was so far-fetched from my life. It was like comedy to me. So I bought the tape. It was cassette back then. I bought the tape, put it in my car. Well, after I left Michigan and came back home, and I was staying with my parents when I first moved back, and my mother had to borrow my car. And she came back from wherever she went. I don't know where she went, but she came back. And she came in the house and she put the bags down on I remember this. And I was sitting at the kitchen table. And she said, hey. I said, did everything go okay? I said, the car didn't give you any problem. And she said, yeah. But I could tell by the way her tone, something was wrong, right? And she's looking at me like, and I'm like, what happened? She said, what are you listening to in your car? And then I remember, oh shit, I forgot to take the cassette out. Because you get out the car, you don't even turn the thing off. She said she got in the car and she started the car. First of all, I had it blasted, so it damn near scared her to death. Then she started hearing what they were saying. Dope man. Yeah, that's me. Dope. And she's like, what? And listening to the things that they're saying, I don't know if it was dope man. I'm just giving you an example. And because I loved them. I loved NWA. And she was like, how can you listen to that? And she said, are you? She didn't even know what to say, how to ask the question. I said, no, Mom, I'm not gangbanging or anything like that. It's just music. Well, I could say that then, because back then we didn't listen to that and then go out and try to do what they said. You can't say that now. They do it now. They hear it, they do it. And that is true. And any of them young people come to me and say that's not true because they don't do it, I don't want to hear it. I'm not talking about you individually, but collectively as a generation, that is what the research has said is happening. So that's all I'm saying.
Well, and the other thing I would add to that is listening and laughing is agreement. You
Now,
listen to those lyrics.
Now it is.
Laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Or you think it's funny, or you looking at clips and people getting messed up or cussed out or something, and you laugh. Anything you laugh at, you fundamentally agree with.
Yeah.
And if you laugh at it consistently, then it becomes part of you.
Yeah, and you don't even know it sometimes.
It's autopilot. Correct.
You don't know it until you're faced with the actual situation.
Right.
According to the psychiatrist or psychologist, I should
say. Right. So when I'm going down the escalator, my girl's on my right side. Okay. Because you see these people reaching over and touching faces and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going in the opposite direction. See,
touching arms and stuff. You know about that, Dennis? People going down the escalator and the dude reaching on her arm and the other dude get mad and blah, blah, blah.
I see it on social media.
No. See,
I spend a lot of time on social media, but I'm not as easily influenced. So like when y'all were sitting here talking about what goes on social media, how it makes you act, I know some guys who don't have social media on their phone. Because they will instantly start inboxing women,
and doing stuff.
And I told them, I'm like, I don't even understand how you will start inboxing women just because you see them put a picture up on social media. I said, you're not even 100% sure if that's that woman.
Right. It could be fake.
It could be fake. And to a point, Sharon, that I've heard a couple NBA guys say this on a podcast that they got set up from inboxing one of those video girls and talking to them, and then the video girl went and FaceTimed them, right? So they having a conversation, and then they asked them for money, and they ain't give it to them. Then they switched their page, everything on their page to a child. They switched everything on their page to a child, and then said, "If you don't give us the money, we're gonna say that you was out here, sex trafficking young kids."
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Well, Trisha said Matt Barnes just gave an Instagram AI model $61,000.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. Because when you on that BS and you want to keep talking to them girls online, you're gonna pay that price, probably. That's what it is.
But see, that's the thing. I can't relate.
I'm still old school. Even though I see you on Instagram, I'm not talking to you until I see you on the street. I'm not DMing you. I gotta see you on the street. My Mackin gotta be cracking. My Mackin ain't cracking on no table. My Mackin ain't cracking like that. My Mackin is cracking face to face. All right, that's just me. I just know where my loss is at. My loss is right there. My Mackin ain't cracking right there. Face to face, got him. All right,
I got you.
Wow.
But if I never seen you face to face, I'm not even gonna do it. But if I seen you face to face and then we start inboxing, then that's different.
Well, $61,000 is nothing to sneeze at. That's just crazy. But as far as the video, I feel like Bun B was on the money. I have said, I'm one of the people who have said, when you're in a relationship, let's say you're in a heterosexual relationship. So it's a man and a woman. And me, I'm the woman, and I have male friends. I keep my male friends, though. I keep my male friends. And he can keep his female friends, but there is an understanding. There's not going to be any of this inboxing and in the phone type of stuff. Your friends are mine and mine are yours.
Right.
I know your female friends. You know my male friends. I take them around take him around. It's none of this clandestine secret stuff. And I don't say or do anything with my male friends that I would not feel comfortable doing in front of my man.
Exactly.
See, that's it.
I'm with all that. Sharon.
That's it. That's me. That's what you get. And if you are a man that cannot agree to that, as far as the way that they deal with women, then we can't be together. That's just period, point blank. I don't care how good you look, how what you swerving with, how much money you got. There's nothing you can do for me.
Well, let me ask this quick question. What if, you worked overnight? So most of the conversations you were having with your female friends, were late at night. So now you done got into a new relationship, and people are calling you at an inappropriate hour, but to you it was appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
How is it that you're supposed to switch that up?
Conversations.
The moment you made the declaration to be in
what am I going to
you ask? Yeah,
right
in the beginning.
You asking me, you know what my answer is going to be, Dennis. You got to communicate. You have to have the conversation with the old friends and the new boo, both.
Or you're going to act it out.
You got Zoom. Have them all come up on the Zoom together. This my new boo. Hey, after a certain time of night, I can't be talking to you 12 o'clock, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning anymore. Because if you in the Zoom and I come up in there, you need your boo to understand this is just chocolate girl. I don't want nothing from you. We're not like that. What better way to do that would put her in the Zoom too. You see what I'm saying? It's all in how you handle it. There's no quick, fast, straight, long answer. People say, people want to ask you, so your man can't have female friends. That's what you're saying? That's not what I'm saying. Not what I said. Oh, you insecure. No, I'm not. I'm secure. That's the reason why I behave the way I do. I'm secure in me.
Right. But
I can't be secure in you. I don't need you to be secure about me. See, that's the difference.
Well, I mean, personality types matter. So
it took work to get here, Lynn.
I'm an introvert. Lynn. My girl's an introvert. We in the house.
Right.
We avoid people.
But
now, if you're an introvert and you're an extroverted person, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge. Let's go out and do something. Well, let's stay in. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Normally, my suggestion is that you find somebody like you. That's a scary part. Oh, I wouldn't date nobody like myself. Like, what the?
Well, then you need work.
See, if I can't date, if I don't know how to love myself, I'll make you take care of me.
Whoa.
That's true.
That
part.
The other person has to fill in all those empty holes that you have left in your heart. And it's work. It's like a job. You giving your significant other a job, and they're supposed to be your man or your woman, and you give them a job. You making them an employee.
Yeah. Why don't you pick up your phone? Where you at? Why don't you answer your email? Why can't see you on Google Maps?
Yeah, I'm not the one.
Take care of me. Where are you? Soothe my anxiety.
Right.
That's your job.
Now I'm not saying we gotta
get to the next video because y'all hitting the point, and I was about to say something. I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna get to the next video.
Always say, let it go. It's in the past. Just let it go. Just let it go. That's over with. We're over that. This phrase sounds like wisdom. It's often said with good intentions as advice meant to help the person move forward. But in reality, it minimizes pain and discourages healing. It implies that time alone should be enough to heal your deep wounds. The time that has passed should be sufficient enough for you to let that go. That's why when people try to resurface back in your life, they never apologize, and they just think we're just going to pick back up where we are, and you've never apologized, as if you're thinking, I'm just going to let this go because time has passed. That is the ultimate form of disrespect, manipulation, mind game tactic that a dysfunctional narcissistic family often tell those they have hurt continuously in the family dynamic. Just let it go. You should be over that. So much time that happened years ago. Truthfully, it's a gaslighting statement in hopes that you do let it go. and that we should be over this. That's why most of the time when you're told that, you have an inner conflict. And you start rationalizing, saying, well, maybe it's not that bad, or maybe it didn't happen the way they did, or you'll start contemplating the truth versus the fictitious lies that they're telling you. And that's a lie. Versus the lie that they're telling you to let it go.
Right.
Well,
So
Can I give some background to that video?
what do you think?
Okay, so she's a therapist, and it's part of a series where she's talking about toxic, narcissistic families and how you should cut some family members off. And so the long story of it is she's given instances when it could be appropriate to cut them off. And in this particular video, what she's talking about is that when the toxic people in your family who are narcissists hurt you, they do something to hurt you. And then if later on it comes back up in conversation and you might say, you know, that really hurt. I'm still really hurt by that. And then they'll say to you, oh, that happened a long time ago. You need to let that go. You need to get over it. But they never apologized, never had a conversation with you about it, never acknowledged what they did. She's saying that is manipulation, because they expect you to then not hold them accountable and let them off the hook because they say so, without them ever acknowledging what they did to you. So that's the backstory for the people watching.
Yeah. So you want forgiveness without the work in between. So to forgive is to give as before the incident. So you want me to forget this part in the middle and let's just get back to where we were. Doesn't work like that. I'm not. And when I break down the etymology of forgive, to give as before, most people never thought about it like that. That's what it means. Forgive. Let's go back to what we had and let's forget about this little thing that just happened. You're going to go through 5 stages of grief: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and then acceptance. And it's going to take me a while. You'll go back and forth between 1 and 4. 1 and 4. Right. You'll go back and forth. By the time you get to acceptance is a platform for getting back to where we were, but you're going to have to work to get that from. I'm not giving you that. You're going to have to earn that back from me. You have to do little samples of things where I give you a little bit of trust and let's see what you do with it. People don't want to I don't want to be held accountable for your anxiety. So their own anxiety, I'm going to project it. So look, just forget about that. That was in the past. I'm trying to relieve myself at your expense, meaning I want you to carry my shame. Exactly. See, I don't want to own it. I'm going to give it to you. You carry my shame. Because I don't want to.
And this is what I think about the narcissists who expect this too. What you just said, that's one. But the second thing they want to do is they don't want to acknowledge the fact that they actually did something wrong. They want you to give the appearance and uphold the appearance that they are right. Yeah. And if anything that you say goes against them being right, they take offense to it. They don't want to talk about it unless you're saying you're right. They don't want to talk to you about it. They don't even want to broach the subject, even though they did the thing, whatever this is, and they want you to perpetuate this lie that they didn't do anything wrong and get mad when you don't do it. And I'm just looking at people like, what the hell is wrong with you? You did this. How are you going to expect me to pretend like nothing happened and we haven't even had a discussion? Next time I see you, we supposed to just pretend like You didn't just do this to me?
Right.
I
Let's
can't
go back to what we had so that I can relieve myself of the guilt. But what I'm really asking, I'm making you the scapegoat for my shame.
Mm-hmm.
So narcissists only speak 5 languages: shame, exposure, leverage, force, consequence, and pain. 6. If you ain't speaking one of these 6 languages, what it's going to go in this ear and it's going to jet propulsion out the other.
Well, Dennis, what's your thoughts, Dennis?
You all right, Dennis?
I'm all right. I'm just sitting here thinking about, as growing up, it was people that, and like y'all said, in your family that did things to you, but you'll see them come back around these holiday times, and y'all will be cordial for those moments, or maybe a funeral happened, and then y'all will get cordial again, but y'all never really worked it out.
Yup, energy's still there.
Energy's there and so thick. People that don't even know who you are can feel it. I had an aunt and uncle like that, and they were like a year apart, and they didn't talk to each other. I want to say it was, like literally have a conversation with each other. I want to say it's about 20 years, 20 to 25 years.
Wow.
Now, there was family events that went down, and they, their mom and dad had something. They came through for that, but physically sit down and be 20, 25 years.
Energy still acting it out.
It wasn't until their sister died, which was my grandmother. It wasn't until she passed away. And that's when they actually sat and took a picture with each other. And everybody was just like, you would have thought, Barack Obama just got elected. Where everybody was just clapping and everything, that they took a picture together. And I was like, this is crazy. This is brother and sister here. Like,
yeah. And you know what's so bad about it, Dennis? I bet you if they had some conversation 20 years prior, that 20 years never would have happened.
Never would have happened.
Because a lot of the times when you avoid conversations, your brain fills in the blanks. And you start thinking stuff and you accept it and act on it as what you think is true. And it might be totally untrue. But you're treating the other person based upon what you have in here unfairly without giving them any chance to even give you the evidence that you're wrong. You don't even give them a chance. I'm just not going to talk to you about it. I know I'm right, and I'm going to treat you accordingly, and I'm going to tell everybody I know, well, this person is like this, and this is what they are, and this is who they are, and this is why I don't even be bothered with them no more. 20 years of that.
Now, I'm not the one that's going to have a conversation when the block is hot. It's not when I'm going to have a conversation with you.
I know.
I will wait, and then I'll have a conversation with you and let you know exactly what I was thinking, how I felt. It ain't that long of a wait, though. It's my longest wait has been a year.
That's too long.
That's my longest wait.
That's too long. And see, that's what I'm talking about. And people say, well, Sharon, you can't determine what's too long. Yes, I can.
You can.
And the reason why I can determine if it's too long for me or for someone else, and I don't even have to be party to the situation. If I can look back across that year and see the damage it's caused because y'all didn't talk, then I can say that was too long. Because if y'all had this conversation you having today on December 6, 2025, and you had it on December 7th, 2024, you wouldn't have had to go this whole freaking year. You wouldn't have had to do all that. And look at what you missed. Life is too short. I'm telling you, I told you I've had I'm now up to, it was like 14 people died during the whole COVID pandemic. Those people are gone, never to come back. Affected by COVID. Okay? Wow. Just COVID. And it's like, I didn't know they were going to have COVID and die during that time. What if we were at odds and had never had a conversation before they died? You feel like shit later. You do. You say ahead of time you won't, but yes, you will. Even if y'all were at odds, even if you thought you were right, you gonna feel some type of way.
Yep.
If they die like that. You haven't had a chance to make it right.
There's no play.
You're absolutely right. I would definitely feel like that.
Right. So
and see, I'm one of those people. I think I'm right, but I will listen to you. And if you can show me I'm wrong, I'll say, you know what? I was wrong. I was wrong. But if we never talk, I never have the opportunity to do that. See, that's the thing.
It's hard. It's difficult in the moment because the energy is palpable. I mean, it's just like, you know, can you do it? And see, the thing is, it's going to evoke some other triggers that you've got going on. Okay. And 9 times out of 10, those triggers are probably along the same lines. And I didn't do nothing about those either. So I'm just going to absorb that. And you have to watch the energy you absorb. You have to.
That's the part that I feel in that, Lynn. Like, I get into a heated conversation with you. I may say something that may not be able to come back from.
Oh, yeah. Right.
So
right.
instead of me going at a heated conversation with you about something like that, no, you know what? I'll eliminate myself from the situation. I'll come back to it.
I have no problem with heat of the moment time. I have no problem with that. It don't take you a year to get over the heat of the moment.
Well, I said
that's my point.
That was a year long.
Right. But
right.
we all got different capacities.
I know all of them aren't. I'm just saying that's the example I'm sticking with. You can't. It's you got to think about the other person, especially if you're having a conversation with somebody and you say, you did this to me. Mm-hmm. I know you took my pair of shoes that was left at the door at that party. I know you took my shoes. And the person says, what are you talking about? I did not. Yes, you did. Blah, 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 and walks away. So a year, or let's just say it's only been 2 weeks. For 2 weeks now, this person is sitting over there thinking,
steaming.
How does she think I took her shoe? You mean to tell me that's what she thinks of me? That she believes this about me? Do you know what that does to how a person's heart can break? It, depending upon how close you are or whatever. And then 2 weeks later, y'all see each other and you talk, well, I was told that they saw you, blah, 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 blah. No, I didn't pick up your shoes. It was this right here I picked up. I didn't take your shoes. This is what I had. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, damn it, 2 weeks. That child been beating herself up for 2 weeks. It's not fair. It's just not fair to do that to somebody.
Right.
All because you want to control when the conversation. That's a control thing, Dennis. And to me, it's not
a control thing. I think to me, I'm not gonna say it's a control thing. It's more so let's not make this bigger than what it is.
Yes, that's what you tell yourself.
Man,
you tell yourself. I know it. I know it. I know that's how you feel. What I'm saying to you is that's what you tell yourself so that you don't have to admit or acknowledge or even understand that it is control. You want to control when the conversation happens because you can't control your emotions and you might say something that you can't take back.
Okay, but
you don't want to be made. You don't want to be made to have to try to do that.
So,
it's great that you know yourself that about yourself,
right?
That you can, and so you think that you're really trying to help the situation, saying, "Look, yeah, I get it.
Let me jump in. Let me jump in. So,
jump, Glenn, jump.
So, parallel escalation, right? You in the heat of the moment, and you both going up, right? The faster you go up, the more your age drops.
That's true.
Remember that, because you at the height of your argument. I mean, both y'all, and you're going up, and you're going up, and you're going up. By the time you hit the top, you're about 15, 16, 17 years old.
No, I said 5.
Fight,
I said you 5 years
go down
old.
to 5, whatever, right? and you know it's crazy because once you hit the top of the cycle, then you come back down. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't mean it. Oh, I didn't, where was the adult? So it's incumbent for one of you to stay on the ground. Wait a minute. Here you go. You stay on the ground while the other one goes up. Then they don't go up as high. But if I join you, it's on. Oh, it's on now. Oh no, let's go there. And
I agree with all of that.
yeah, but you just said, Sharon, you said, oh no, let's talk about it in the heat of the moment.
No.
What you're saying is that I'm not going to be the one that's going to stay on the ground while the other person goes up. I'm going to join them. That's not what I'm saying. Okay. Maybe I didn't say it the way I meant it, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, that is true. Everything you just said is also true. I know you know what you're talking about. You, Dr. Lynn. Okay, you do this. But what I'm also saying is this. The person who's making the decision to stay on the ground are not always doing it because they understand what you just said and they want to stay on the ground. That's not what they're thinking. That you can't say
they
that. You can't say that.
No. I said some people. I can't say that. Okay. I'm not saying that they're all doing it. I'm saying some people, that's what they're doing. They're not thinking, oh, well, Dennis is up here too. And if I join, we're going to both be the child and go back to 5. They're not thinking of any of that. No. Only thing is they don't want to deal with you right now because they want to control when this conversation is going to take place because they can't control their emotions. They know they can't control their emotions. So rather than do this, I don't want to be bothered. I'm going to come back when I'm ready. Well, and it's about them when they're ready. They don't give a damn about when you're ready. It's about when they're ready.
I don't care what argument it is. It ain't worth my blood pressure shooting up 60 points. I don't give a damn who it is. You ain't worth that kind of argument. I would walk away. If I felt that, I'm walking.
Yeah, if you can't keep your blood pressure from going up in the heat of the moment, you're absolutely right.
Who can?
I'm saying it takes maturity. It takes maturity to get there so that you can temper that. And let me tell you, speaking as a person who grew up with a temper, I'm so much better now than I used to be. I was a hothead, could not regulate my emotions. Instantly would go off. I ain't that way no more. Right. I had to grow into this though.
It's an acquired.
And now, even though on the into this. And even though I am angry on the inside, I can kind of control that to keep me from saying stuff that I can't take back later.
Exactly.
But if I get to the point where I don't think I can still control that, then I will say that. I will say it. But I cannot dog you or chastise you because you want to talk about it now. I can't. Right. The problem I have is when people put that person down and say, well,
I'm trying to draw
you gotta wait till I'm ready. That's what they always say. You gotta wait till I'm ready.
I don't say that. Now those are those controlling people you talk about. I don't say that.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, those are the controlling people. Now me, I usually just we'll be in a conversation and I don't really like what you think. You know what? You may be right. I may have did it the wrong way. And I just won't say nothing else.
Yeah, you know what? I have noticed you have gotten to that point where you will say that sometimes.
Yeah.
Even when you think you're right, you will at least listen and say, you know what? There's something to think about.
Well, but see, my cutoff game remains intact.
Cut it. Well, let me tell you how my cutoff game is. I don't really cut people off out of sight, out of mind. But I don't ever trust them the same again.
Right.
Let me just say that. Right. So the way we used to kick it, ain't the same way we gonna kick it no more.
Ain't no forgiveness.
Right.
There are things that what you can hope to gain is closure. If forgiveness isn't really on the table, then closure is my peace of mind. Okay, we have closed that door. I ain't going back there no more. And it's part of my cutoff. Hey, people who don't mean you no good, cutoff game. Instead of that codependency kind of linger around, hang around, hope you'll accept me or validate me, or that's that cutoff game. And everybody needs to have one. I don't care.
And honestly, Lynn, if I see him in the street, I'll say what's up to him.
Yeah.
I'll see him in the street, I'll say what's up to him. But it's never gonna be
the same.
Yo, what's up, baby? It ain't that what's up.
That part.
It's more so, what's up, baby? You see what I'm saying?
Be like, hey, what's up? Hey,
what's up,
how you doing?
Right.
Family. How's everything going?
That's right.
Right.
I want you to eat, just not at my table.
No, I'm not really worried about if you did eat.
I'm not wishing bad on you.
I will say this to you, Lynn. God bless you. You understand?
Yeah. I'm not gonna wish bad on you, but I'm not out here cheering for your come up either.
At one point, I was your biggest cheerleader. I was at all your games. I had my pom-poms on, my skirt. I was out there, you know what I mean? HUSTLE. Hustle. Woo, woo. Now.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
I heard it was
right.
It's the head nod. It's the head nod for me now. It's just
there's a penalty for violating that energy. You can't violate that energy and expect the same amount of integrity. You can't violate my integrity and then expect to go back to what you had.
But Lynn, the narcissists do.
My dissertation was on narcissism.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know. That's why I wanted to have this conversation. I told you I wanted to do a show about this
today, baby. North Carolina in the house, ain't they?
What's up, TPK? What's up, Miss Tanya? Travel Bliss. Go holla at her.
In the house.
But anyway, all right. Anything else about this video? We moving on to the next one.
We can move on to the next one. I just want to say, y'all got some things out there y'all want to get off your chest. Have a conversation with them. You know what I mean? Let's get it out now. Don't wait till the 31st, because the phone line's gonna be busy then.
Well, don't wait till it's too late. They could die tomorrow.
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
talk to people
and have a good conversation. I think we should be at the point now that you could at least meet at Starbucks and have a conversation. All right, that's all I'm gonna say.
Dennis,
and I don't even drink coffee.
Dennis, we have a request. Tanya wants to see you cheer again.
What?
She want to see you cheer again with the pom-poms.
You're gonna have to go. I'm gonna cut the clip. Don't even worry about it. I'm gonna cut the clip.
Imagine finding out years later that your best friend was the reason your marriage didn't work out. Only thing she didn't know was you back then. Would you tell her, or would you be quiet?
Play it again. Play it again to make it.
Imagine finding out years later that your best friend was the reason your marriage didn't work out. Only thing she didn't know was you back then. Would you tell her, or would you be quiet?
All right, let me explain this one. Let me explain this. Let me explain this. For instance, Tanya's in the comments, right? We live in North Carolina. We hanging out. Me and Tanya, we are best friends now. We best friends now. And in the course of, being friends, one day, Tanya is talking about this relationship she had way back in the early 2000s with this guy. He was married. And when she was with him, he left his wife for her. But then, things didn't work out between them either. So they didn't stay together. And then in the course of the conversation, I discovered that him was my ex-husband. That was our marriage that she broke up. Air quotes. And so the question the woman is in the thing is asking is, would you tell your now best friend, hey, that was my marriage that you did this to? Or would you keep it quiet? When I first saw this blew my mind. I had never seen a question like this. This is wild. So I really want to know what y'all think. And I'm gonna shut up.
This is a woman's question right here. I don't think it got anything to do with us, man.
Well, there's something to be said about letting
I've been
the
a
dogs lay.
side piece, so I can say that.
So the side piece normally never win. I've never seen a side piece with a winning record.
No.
But wow, that's what I mean. But you both rejected the same guy. So what is the point of bringing it up other than to compare notes? That's messy. That's messy.
No. The person who lost the husband, he left her. She didn't reject him. He left her for this other woman, and then they didn't work out. But he left the wife. I was the wife that he left for her back then.
Would you bring it up?
Would you let her know, hey, that was my relationship?
Yeah.
That was my husband that you cheated with. I was the wife.
And y'all best friends?
Now. We're best friends now. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm using Tanya because I've only known Tanya like what, five years. I haven't known her that long. So she wasn't my friend back then when I was married. She was dating a married man. We didn't even know each other back then. But we know each other now. We're fast friends. We cool. We really cool now.
Yeah, I can see the sense of betrayal. I can see the questions coming up from that sense of betrayal. But at the time, you didn't know. Oof, that is.
See, what I find funny is both of y'all. Neither one of y'all got an answer. Like y'all both like. I don't know.
My impulse is just to leave it to help. But my impulse is to leave it alone because it didn't work out for either one of you.
True, but
why?
Guy.
It didn't.
But why? Why would that be your first impulse? You think?
But if I value the relationship as it stands now, cool. But if there have been if you've been, hating on me or something, and then it kind of clicks, then yeah, I'll probably go down that road. It depends on how much I value the relationship. So if you've been undermining me, and I felt it, and then I put two and two together, then we're gonna have that conversation. But if I value the relationship, if we share, obviously you share some things in common because the common denominator is the guy. You can share notes and
let me read Tanya's response. Tanya said, "I would slowly fade away like Homer in the bushes. I cannot condone that for anyone, let alone me. I just could not look at her the same ever unless she apologized to me. A sincere apology, but still hard. It would take a lot of talking for us to get there, though." So let me add something else to the question that I didn't add before. This is what this woman said. These two ladies now they've both evolved, right? They both have become women of good conscience and different values and would never cheat now, that type of thing. They've evolved. This is 20 years later. 20 years later. Whew. They've grown, both of them. And so now that they're friends, the person who got the divorce is looking at this woman thinking she's such an upstanding person now. That's why she's hesitant to even tell her that it was her, because the her that she sees now, the Tanya that she sees now, is a woman of conscience that would never cheat now. But 20 years ago, that's what happened then. But she's grown since then. Same thing for the wife. The wife is a different person. The ex-wife, Sharon, she's a different person. She's kinder. She knows how to respect men or whatever. She's just a cool chick now, and they became friends because of that. They got that same energy and that same vibe now.
Right.
So what, to me, that makes a difference. I don't know. Tanya said that's why I rethought my answer. Oh, okay. Sure. I understand, Tanya. But I wasn't saying that just because of your answer, though. I was just filling that in because I forgot to mention that. The person that I got this from, she was doing a Zoom. It was a Zoom conversation with a group of ladies in this group I'm in. And she was explaining because she actually knows the people that this happened to.
Right.
So that's
interesting. I think that the worst thing you can do for someone who's trying to move forward is to remind them of the past. So if I want to, and I've had couples that are going at each other, I said we're gonna stay out the past and move forward, because I don't want my past to be my future. If you keep reminding me of my past, then you're trying to make my past my future. I don't want to go down that road.
Trying to make my past prologue.
Right. And I don't recommend that, especially, if I'm overcoming an addiction, if I'm overcoming a serial, relationships or, things that in my past, for you to bring that up means it's like, here's a mirror. You ain't really changed. I don't want my past to be my future. I'd probably cut you off because that's not where I want to go. But if I have the power of letting you know what you did, I'd probably 20 years ago. That's a generation. I'd probably.
It's two. 2 generations almost. Well, look. So Tanya said, I actually could see this happening in real life, especially based on the laws of attraction and the way women form friendships. Yeah. That's a very good point. That's true.
Get more of what you don't want.
And them 2 girls just might have been saved by the grace of the devil. You ever think of that? You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, they were both saved away from this guy.
You never got to think about that part.
Yeah, you think about that. Well, okay. So, Dennis, what would your recommendation be to the woman? Would you tell her that she should tell her friend that it was her or not?
It depends on where they at in their friendship. If they're at a good point in their friendship where they can actually sit down and talk about it, then yeah. If they're not at a good point in their friendship where that can be talked about, then no. I mean, how often does she talk about that ex-husband that she had? She probably still got pictures of him in the house.
I doubt it. I doubt it.
I hope not.
I doubt it.
That's funny.
Because I think if she would have had pictures in the house, old girl would have seen them by now.
I know some people that carry. Oh, no, not hanging in the house, but they in the house. In a trunk drawer or something. You know what I mean?
Oh well, I think a lot of people have that.
Yeah.
But I don't even think it means anything. I think it's just a chronologization of their life. Some people.
We all got junk drawers.
I got some pictures of some ex-boyfriends, but it's not because I'm secretly pining away for them. It's just chronicalization of my life, and I just refuse to throw it away. It's just sitting in the photo album.
Right.
You got to remember, Dennis. I've been proposed to 4 times.
Wait, what if this
4 times?
What if she just keep bringing that picture up of her last wedding on her Facebook? What if that happened?
Yeah, that's something.
You say something like, "Oh, I know Charles. Me and Charles used to date."
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you. I thought about this long and hard, and let me tell you what I would do. Because the way that my friend described it to us was that these 2 ladies now are very close now. They've known each other 4 or 5 years, maybe 6, and they're very close. They spend a lot of time together. grown. They've got older kids that hang out. Their families like each other and all that stuff. But they never had really put a name or face to the person, to the people. I dated a guy named David. Well, there's 10 million Davids. Would you know that that's your David? No, you wouldn't if you just say David. You know what I mean? If you say Dennis or if you say Lynn, you don't know. So that's how they, that's why they did not know that this was the same guy. You see what I'm saying?
Hey, let me ask you this question though. What if she never got divorced and she's still carrying around the last name?
That's something else.
I'm just saying.
That's not what happened here.
This is why I'm not even thinking. That's why I ain't supposed to be.
But if it's Jackson, then it could be any. It could be 10,000 David Jacksons.
You know how like women do. They don't like to drop the original.
I know. But what I'm saying is, do you know how many David? Do you know how many David Jacksons there are?
No. But they like to carry two of them. So kind of like Tanya. Tanya got two last names. See what I'm saying?
Hyphenated.
Like, so when you see Tanya, you just be like Tanya Parker. You wouldn't put the whole thing together.
I get it. I get what you're saying. And what I'm saying is that still wouldn't let me know that was the same guy.
That's exactly what I'm saying. But when you finally find out, when she throw that throwback picture up there,
anyway, you going somewhere. I ain't even going down there with you, Dennis. You always bring it up.
Tanya was with Charles.
See, but we need some more details.
Right.
I'm giving no, you don't. I'm giving you all the details. He adding some other stuff. Well, what if? No, that's not what happened. I gave you all the details now. Yeah. They're good friends now. Had no idea that that's who she was talking about when she talked about her ex-husband or whatever.
And so
she just always said, well, my ex. That was it.
Right. So the thing to achieve is closure.
Okay, listen. Let me just give my answer so we can move on.
Oh, I thought you gave your answer.
I didn't tell you what I would do. I told you what Tanya said that she would do. I would tell her. I would have no problem telling her. And let me tell you why. Because I'm one of those people, if I'm tight with you, then that's not something that I would keep from you knowing that you were part of, because I know you now and I care about you now. And I would think that you need to know. And I couldn't be sitting up thinking, and I would be replaying. Oh, well, that's why when that happened back then, she must have blah, blah, blah. And see, then my brain will start going down a rabbit hole that it doesn't need to go. And if I don't tell her, it could actually cause me to start treating her differently without me even knowing it, realizing it. And then all of a sudden, my patience could be shorter with her. And I don't even realize I'm doing it to her. And then she's looking at me like, why has our relationship changed? Well, because I'm over here holding something against you that you don't even know that I know. And so for me,
you call up and say, hey, Barbara, this is Shirley.
Anyway, I would say, hey, Tanya, guess what? I would be laughing. First of all, I would approach it laughing. And I would say, you're not going to believe this, but, and I would whip the picture out and I would say, was this David? Was this your David? And she'd be like, well, how did you get that picture? That's my ex-husband. What? Oh, I would make a big joke out of it because I would want her to understand two things. I'm not mad about it now. Number one, because I know you've evolved. And number two, I'm not doing what Lynn was talking about. I'm not bringing this up to put this in your face to remind you and tell you haven't changed. I'm bringing it up to tell you have changed, because I know now you would never do anything like that now. The Tanya that you are now, you would never do that now.
You took the easy way out. You took the easy way out.
That ain't the easy way.
What if you was the mistress?
Anyway, like I said, in this
no,
scenario,
it's not. See,
no,
this is why I get to see.
Dennis,
I don't like the way you took the easy way. See, Sharon,
Dennis,
this is our
I
first
did not
day
take
back,
the easy
and
way
look how
out.
you
I'm
did.
telling her,
Who said
I'm
you
the
would've
one
given
that
some
was the
business?
wife. And and let me tell you the third reason why, Tanya. Tanya said, I definitely could see you doing just that. Yes, I would. But listen, the third reason why is because of what I said earlier about cheating. Cheating is a decision. Now, if you notice, when I started talking about this in the beginning, I said that this woman was the reason why their marriage ended. Remember I said that? I said that because that's what the woman said on the video. That's how she framed it. I feel I can't blame her. My marriage was to him. He decided to cheat. I can't blame her. I'm not ever going to blame the other woman. I'm not going to do that because I ain't married to her. And if that's truly how I feel, how can I be holding this against her now, knowing that this is her now that I'm friends with? It would be disingenuous of me. I wouldn't be living my mantra that cheating is a decision. And it's not her fault. Tanya said, correct. Yeah. And that's the reason why I'm like, Tanya, girl, I don't know. This is who you've been talking about all this time. And that I've been saying that's my ex. I never said that his name was Jaquan. I just said his name was my ex. You know what I'm saying?
I just don't like the way you took the. I don't like the way you took the. You took the high road on that.
That's not the high road or easy way out. There's no reason for me to be mad at Tanya. There's no reason for me to be. I was not married to her.
Lynn,
I was married to him.
Come on, Lynn. You let me out. You gotta let her know she took the easy.
No, he's agreeing with me. He's agreeing with me.
He was supposed to answer that as if she was the mistress.
My vow was with him, not her. That's what Tanya said, and she is 100% correct.
We can go down 1,000 different branches. A bunch of what.
Lynn, we was thinking about being a mistress here. That's what we was thinking about.
Well,
she was a mistress.
Right.
She
but that
was 20 years ago.
Of the deal. That wasn't the parameters laid
right.
out.
How do you bring that up to a woman who lost her husband and you're the mistress that made them lose their husband? That's the biggest part of the question. Not the married woman that I found out who the mistress was.
But that's how the question was. That's how the question was asked, Dennis. I didn't control that. That's how she asked it. She asked it as if you were the one who got divorced.
I'm getting
my
chocolate
girl.
From
the point of view of the mistress.
On, okay, I think you took the easy way out on this, Dennis.
No, I did not.
And I don't like it. All right.
Well, I didn't take the easy way out. That's
your
own. That's your own filter making you think that.
I need you to give both sides of the story. All right. I don't like it.
I don't care what you don't like. She didn't ask that.
See, we're going next video. We're gonna get the next video.
But I can answer that if you want to know. If I was the mistress, how I would answer. I would if I found out that she was the ex-wife.
Yeah.
Now in that particular case, I may not mention it. Oh. I may not, unless I know for sure that she holds the same standard that I do. That it's not the mistress's fault. If she's one of those women that blame the women, I don't think I would tell her. But if she's like me, saying, no, cheating is on the man, it's on the married person who decided to cheat. Man, woman, that cat, dog, I don't care what it is. If they decide to cheat, it's on them. If I know that this woman holds that same value, I would have no problem telling her. I would be very gentle with it. My conversation and my tone, everything would be different. I don't think I would be making as much of a joke out of it.
Okay.
As I would if I was the one that actually was the married one.
Well, I would like to thank you for that, chocolate girl. See,
I'm serious. It all depends on that. Now, if she is one of those, I can't stand that hoe. whoever that bitch was, I hope she dead in the side of a, you know, there are people like that. I hope she's on the side. If I saw her bleed on the side of the road, I keep on driving. If she's one of those type of people, I would never tell her it was me.
That's why I brought up that girl still holds on to the, you know, the last name, and you know what I mean, she still bring her picture up on Throwback Thursday. That's why I brought all that up. Anyway. We're gonna go to the next video. Let's get to the next video.
Her mama, Keisha, the woman I stepped out with, she passed. This is my daughter. I know I messed up, but she ain't got nobody else.
You really brought your side baby to my front door.
She ain't got nowhere else to go. I didn't know where else to bring her.
Bring her in.
Play it again.
Her mama, Keisha, the woman I stepped out with, she passed. This is my daughter. I know I messed up, but she ain't got nobody else.
You really brought your side baby to my front door.
She ain't got nowhere else to go. I didn't know where else to bring her.
Bring her in.
So in case they're having trouble hearing it, the guy had a side baby. That's his wife. That's their two kids looking. Yeah, like fences. Yeah, this is just nothing but fences.
Say like fences. That's what you're about to say.
And,
I was about to say like fences. I was.
The side woman died, and he's got this baby, and now he's bringing the baby in the house to raise. And she's the wife saying, "Okay, we'll bring her on in here." So the question in the group was, "What would you do? You accept the baby?"
I would do the same thing. It's not the child's fault. It's not the child's fault. I'll do the same thing. Not the child's fault.
And how would you explain it to the kids that's looking?
That's their brothers. That's their brother sister.
Well, it takes more than that, Dennis. You can't say more than, hey, this your brother. Hey, this your sister.
It depends on the age of the kids. So let's get that out of the way.
Well, you saw them. What they look like? Do they look old enough to have a conversation?
They look like 5 to 6 years old.
Yeah, they don't look like they old enough there.
They was looking.
I treated just like it was 1973. That's your brother and sister. That's your brother and sister.
That's a different conversation.
That's a different time. They just told you something and it kept going. And you ain't find out what really happened till you got grown.
You know what?
That's exactly how I would do it.
That's a brilliant point. Because we
ain't find out what really happened till you got grown.
Lives.
We got family members. We ain't know that they wasn't even family till we was grown.
Facts.
Because that happening here in 2025, that's a different ramification versus 1975.
OG, why you keep saying no comment? What you got going on over there? This is the second time I see you say no comment, OG. Well, Lynn, what would you do?
Woo.
If that was your sister, what would you tell her to do?
If that were my sister.
Your sister came to you and said, Lynn, I need you to tell me, should I take the baby in or not? I don't want to hear nothing. Just tell me yes or no and tell me why. And whatever you say, I'm going to do.
I'm going to have to give it a good debate.
Okay, that there's me as the brother, then there's me as the professional. Me as the brother, how do you feel about raising another woman's baby? I have to ask the question because that's going to be, can you do that? Because that is society. I mean, you stepped out, you violated, because if you reverse the situation, see, and it's different from man to woman, from woman to man, it's different. Because if my wife came home, I'm carrying another man's baby, and he dropped dead. You accept this baby. Ouch. See, it has a different energy. You can feel it. So I wouldn't want to take
I think the energy is the same, Lynn. I can't agree with you on that one. I think the energy is the same.
But it's a little different. It's a little different. You in the South, it's a lot damn different. Who got pregnant? Who's the side chick and who's the baby, or who's the side piece? It's different. Well, technically it's the same, but your wife come in and say, I'm 3 months pregnant with the UPS man baby.
It's the Amazon. Listen, Lynn, it was the Temu delivery guy. That's who it was. The Temu delivery guy. She pregnant by. I gotta accept it. I got it.
But if the Timu guy dropped dead,
right,
and they got to worry about those kind of ramifications.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's still that's messy.
How Timu catching strays today? Timu catching
Timu delivery guy.
I love Timu.
I love Timu too. I just got me 2 mystery boxes from Timu. They coming in.
Do not order from Timu. No.
What?
Well, so what would you tell your sister, Lynn?
I couldn't. That's her call.
No, she wants you to tell her what to do. You got to tell her. No easy way out, Dennis. You can't let him take the easy way out. You didn't let me.
You ain't taking the easy way out, Lynn. I will tell you what I would tell my sister. I would give her the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I would tell her, now you got to take that baby in. At the end of the day, that's your child. That's still your child's brother and sister. And they're going to want to know what happened to their brother and sister.
Okay, so
Sister,
I got my answer. I would say not do it. I would say not do it. And the reason I would say not do it is because I future cast. On down, as these kids start to grow together and all that stuff, all of that stuff is going to come. The little nitpicky moments that child's going to have to endure because of something that was not their fault. That's going to happen. You know, you picking my baby over these babies. No, don't have anything to do with it. That's cruel. Now you if you're gonna force, I
don't even think you should be that type of person. At the end of the day, that should be you raise that baby. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. That's just me. I'm just gonna tell you me. You shouldn't be that type of person. You raise that baby, so that's your baby. At the end of the day, the kid's 5 or 6 years old. They don't know that that's another man's baby. So only people that know that is y'all two in the house.
But what are the ramifications of that kid growing up?
The kid's gonna grow up in the same household.
Right, and that's drama that's going to unfold.
Doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be, but can it? It would be fair to the child for the child to have to endure that. It's going to happen.
No, not necessarily.
I don't think so, Lynn. I'm about to say
I don't think that's guaranteed.
I've seen people taking kids a lot, and I see them let them kids just like.
All right, let me get my answer quickly because it's 12 o'clock. I know we didn't start the 10:20, but listen, my grandmother raised 2 kids that were not my grandfather's. It wasn't like my grandfather cheated on her. These were kids who lost their parents. And there was like a whole slew of kids, and they only had 2 girls. And she took those 2 girls in and raised them as her own. And those are 2 of my aunts. My whole life, that was Aunt A and Aunt B, period. It was no foster aunt, step aunt, bonus aunt, none of them identifiers. It was just aunt, period. My mama had 4 siblings, not 2. She had 4. That's the way it was. And so my background and the way I have been raised, you don't show difference in your kids. You just don't. If you make the decision to raise them, you do not show difference in the kids. So if I'm sitting there and I know this man done cheated on me, he comes home one day. First, I found out in Fences, I think she find out that he was cheating first, and then she found out about the baby later. Yeah, that's how it happened. So if this is like Fences, and I've already had my anguish with him because I found out that he cheated, and I decided we gonna stay together. I decided, okay, I'm gonna accept your apology and stay married to you. If I've made that decision and you come home with a baby because she died and the child don't have nowhere to go, I'm raising that child. I'm raising that child through the pain. I'm raising that child. I'm not making any difference in those children. My kids with him are his kids too. So I can't see him making any difference in the kids because all the kids are his. Kids with me, kids with the side piece, all his children. So I would not be concerned about them getting treated differently because I have decided I'm not going to do that ever. I'm not going to do that. I don't care what he did. It's not the child's fault, like Dennis was saying. And I am very, very protective of children. I never, never, never can justify anybody mistreating a child. I just can't. There's nothing. I don't care if you on drugs. You shouldn't be mistreating a child, period. That's a child. And it's like, I can't see myself saying, oh, well, put them in foster care, knowing how bad foster care is. It's horrible. It's horrifying. There are some foster children who wind up, luckily, in great foster homes, but the percentage is low. I know about that. I know somebody who worked in children's services her whole working adult life. And the stories that she has told me, it's like, are you serious right now? Adoption, orphanages, foster care, all that system it's dicey. So I can't look at this little innocent little baby girl and just say, oh, well, because of the pain that he caused me by stepping out. Also, the last thing I'm going to say, it's a child involved. But remember, she already decided that she's going to forgive him for cheating. See, me, I wouldn't have forgiven him for cheating. We wouldn't even be here right now. Because once he told me he cheated, we would have been done. I would have left him, period. That's just me. So we wouldn't even be having the conversation about that. You know what I'm saying? There are some, and
that child gonna be a confident learner?
In the terrible system. If I have a chance to save a child from that system, I'm not saying that all experience bad things in those systems, but the likelihood that they would have a good experience is slim. And if I could take care of that child, I would take care of that child. Now, like I said, we wouldn't have been having that conversation because the minute he told me that he cheated, we would have been getting a divorce. We would have separated. And if he found out that the child was alone because the mama died, he'd be raising that child on his own because we're no longer going to be married.
That part.
See what I'm saying? Because that would have been decided before he came home with the child. I wouldn't change my mind just because he came home with the child. No, because he came to his home with a child. Like if he called me up one day and said, "Hey, you remember that girl? She died, and they brought me this child, left her on my doorstep. DNA proves she's mine." Oh, really? Congratulations. That's it. That's about it. Well, you're not going. No. See, that's a whole different scenario. But if I've made a decision that I am going to take you back, when you make a decision that you're going to take somebody back like that after that, you've made a decision you're going to accept whatever that is, and you're going to work on it and get over with it and deal with it. I can't do that. You cheat on me, it's over. Period. I have no tolerance for cheating. Zero tolerance.
And a baby on top of that.
Right. So
especially don't come tell me I got drunk one night and had sex with this chick and now she pregnant. Oh, please. Motherfucker. I have seen drunk people in my house leaving the party. They so drunk that the man had to carry the wife on his back up the steps. They both drunk. Now he drunk, she drunk. I've seen drunk people. You don't accidentally have sex when you drunk. It ain't no accident when you drunk.
The temptation is high though.
I want to hear it. It's not an accident. I'm not talking about the temptation. I'm saying that it's not an accident.
No, I ain't never said it was accident.
You can't accidentally have sex with somebody. Oops. Especially when you a woman, because you got the last no to say. Shit,
yeah,
but I don't want to hear it.
But as my grandpa would say, but them drinks say yes. Yes.
Woo!
Like I said,
be talking to you. They be making you feel single.
Like I said, zero tolerance. Sorry.
Woo!
Yeah.
And that's what I would tell my sister. You, my sister, Sharon. Okay.
I'm just serious. I would give my sister the good, like I said, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
I mean, if she looking for me to tell her, I would tell her just that. I'd be like, well, hey, you took him back. Y'all still there, y'all working on your marriage, and now this woman just happened to finally tell him that he had a baby. Because apparently he didn't know that she had a baby at first. No. And then it's this baby.
But still.
She took him back.
Yeah. But that was 1970 something.
Right.
In 2025, that's a different party. Way different.
Well, for me, it ain't no different. For me, it ain't no different. I'm not taking you back if you cheated on me.
Yeah. So what you gonna tell the kids?
So by the time you found out that the baby left on your doorstep, we already separated. My responsibility is gone, honey. When you came home and told me that you cheated on me
and got somebody pregnant, and you didn't use protection, and you came
back
to me.
And y'all sitting there telling me what you gonna tell the kids.
No. I just asked the question. Since they're sitting there looking, they're gonna ask the question, what you talking about?
Stupid.
And see,
I ain't saying it was stupid. I'm just saying you gotta
back in the day, my parents probably would have said, well, first of all, you had no business eavesdropping on the conversation.
Right.
That's one.
Air hustling.
Okay.
That's going
two, don't you worry about it. We just gonna be taking care of this little baby. Her name is Shanquilla. She's here.
Ain't nobody named him Shanquilla in 73. No.
It would have been an Isha.
Anyway, Shanquilla. Her name is Roxanne. Okay, Roxanne.
Roxanne. Yeah.
It's Roxanne. And that's your little sister. Anybody ask you? That's your little sister.
That's your little sister.
Period.
That's a tough choice.
So now in 2020 I probably, since they were that little, I would probably just say, hey, your father brought this little baby home because her mama died. I wouldn't talk about the affair or none of that. I'd be like, her mama died and she don't have any family, so there's no place for her to go. So we gonna raise this child. So this is your new sister.
You would have said that in 2025?
Yeah, now.
I wouldn't have said that to a 6-year-old. Never.
I would.
Never.
Say the child don't have nowhere to go. We gonna raise him. This your new sister.
When did you find? At what age did you find out that your aunts wasn't related to you?
Oh, I was young. I was a little girl. I was young. But see, the first thing, they were high yellow. Like high yellow. Look nothing like my mama, aunt, or uncle.
Right.
They were all darker brown skin.
Right.
And so they look different. So, I mean, they're not going to wait. We weren't too young to tell us because we could see there was a difference.
I could see.
And it wasn't like we asked the question, why they look different. We didn't do that. It wasn't like that. It was just told. The story was told to me. I want to say I might have been about 4 or 5 young. I was probably about 5 years old. Because see, our family is different than most. We are the family on my mother's side. We used to sit at the dinner table and talk. The old people and the young people all in the same room. And we were
at the same table?
Listen, same table, same room.
What?
And we would be sitting there listening to them tell stories. And I mean, I come from a family of storytellers. They could tell some stories, boy. My grandmother was something else. You hear me? She could tell a story. And then when you have my mom and her sister and her brother sitting there adding their part on what happened, and my grandfather, before he died, he didn't say much, but he would just be. And then she said, remember Ernest? Something, he would say whatever, but he died in 1974. So he died a long time. I was young when my grandfather died. That just hurt. But anyway, so we would sit at the table and they would tell these stories. And this is how we would learn about the family. We would sit in the, now we knew when there was time for us to get up and go in the front room when they wanted to start talking about adult stuff that we didn't need to hear.
Okay.
They would tell us, they would let us know, and then we would go on in the front room and we wouldn't hear what they talking about. But for the most part, right after we would finish eating and while we were eating, they would be talking and we're listening because you seen, not heard, you're listening. You're not interrupting them except to ask a question about what they're talking about. Kids we were very, very respectful. We listened to what they said. And so I learned that early. I was really young.
Yeah.
And it didn't hurt us to know. It wasn't like we knew the details behind what happened, but we knew that she took those two girls in and raised them, or I should say they, and raised them. They raised them like their own. Period. So that's what shaped me. And I know me. If I could afford to take in a child, a foster child right now, I'd have one. I definitely would.
Yeah, well, I'm just here to tell you,
tough scenario.
Some of the family members that I thought was blood related, I ain't find that out till I was about like 13, 14. They wasn't blood related.
That was your play cousin.
They live 2 doors down.
Yeah. I got a few play cousins. Treat them like family.
Still treat them like family. Still say what's up, cuz.
That's right.
Still,
because family doesn't have to be blood.
No.
It doesn't have to be blood for you to consider them your family.
Yep.
Like I can speak about somebody, I know that firsthand. No blood relation, grew up next door to us. Yep. She's our sister. That's it.
Yep. There you go.
Next question. It's like she's our sister.
All right, let's get to this last one so we get out of here. It's the last one, and we getting out of here. Last one.
Healing the inner you causes for you to forgive yourself and forgive the people who hurt you and not expect them to ever say sorry. That's healing.
Say it again.
Do it again.
Healing the inner you causes for you to forgive yourself and forgive the people who hurt you and not expect them to ever say sorry. That's healing.
Right.
How do you get to that point though? A lot of people can't even get to that point.
The real flex is not needing an apology. That's the real flex. So, but how do you get there? You really, most people have never, you took 100% of black people, less than what? I'm going to be generous. Maybe 20% of them have ever seen or talked to a therapist, a counselor, a coach. You got 80% of folks out there floating around who can't get out of their own head about how to handle stuff or who to go to or to actually talk to somebody. But that inner child work, it's beautiful. I've done it. I had to do it. So that I could address it in other people. So yeah, inner child work is when I say how do you love yourself, what I'm really asking you is how do you love little Lenny? How do you love little Sharon? Because I guarantee you they in there and they helping you make decisions. Matter of fact, your inner child will pick your mate to finish childhood. So it'll be somebody who vibrated at the exact same frequency of the parent who gave you the hardest time. You will be drawn to them like a flame, a moth to a flame. You be in a room full of 100 people. You ever done this? Who is that? No. Who is that one right there? You're in a room full of people, but you dial in on that one person who vibrates at that frequency of the parent who gave you the hardest time. That's not gender specific. I could be attracted to a woman like my dad, God forbid, because he was the parent that gave me the hardest time. So here's a woman who act like my dad. And it's funny because if my dad were living and I brought this woman home, they would be best buddies, just like that. I bring them home, and I've heard women say, I brought my fiance home, and him and my mom went off, and it's like, damn, it's like I wasn't even here. They just alike. That's right, because you picked a person, and you hear it in the South all the time. You pick somebody just like your mom. You pick somebody just like your daddy. Look like them, talk like them, walk like them, act like them. So your inner child is conducting a lot, unless you have that conversation and an introduction. A lot of times my session, I'm introducing you to your inner child because you don't even know what's going on. Your inner child went out and picked that BMW X6 and you driving off the lot going, how the hell am I gonna pay for this? But your inner child going, yeah, but we look good. So
yeah, that's like, hey, that's my inner child. When I get something that I always wanted. Yeah, got that motherfucker though. Yeah, what's up? Yeah. That's exactly my inner child. Yeah. Waiting all this time to get this. Waiting for this.
Yeah. Then the bill come. You be like,
then the bill come. Like,
what we gonna do?
I'm gonna have to drive with Uber to pay for
right.
So, but that's an inner child function. And I've seen people who ain't never. You swap in and out during the course of a day. You will swap in and out of your inner child and your adult. Can you stay in your adult energy? See that part. And if I got a mate who constantly is in her child energy, it's gonna bring up my child energy, and we going at it. We going hard in the paint. That's your child, my child. And then again, you do that parallel escalation. The children go up, the age drops, and here we go back into the cycle. So now you understand the inner child driving a lot of your conversations, it's autopilot. You don't know. This is a really fucked up place to be. You don't know that your inner child's running the show. That's about 20 seconds.
Right. But what do you think, Dennis, about what she said about forgiveness?
When forgiving yourself, a lot of people can't get out their own mind. So that's why I said, how could you get there when there's a lot of people out there that's stubborn, that don't think that they have an inner child issue? Or there's a lot of people out there that believe that what they've done is the right thing. How do you get those people to believe that they actually do need to start talking to their inner child and do need to, forgive themselves and, move on in life?
It's hard.
Well, I can speak for me. It does require work. Tanya said it best. It takes prayer, self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and living in reality. It also takes in addition to emotional intelligence, it just takes maturity. Because if you're not mature to accept it, you won't know what it is still, and you won't know how to handle it. And for me, I used to look at forgiveness as, okay, if I forgive you, you should forgive me. Like automatic. If you did something wrong to me and I forgive you, then if I do something wrong, you should forgive me too. And I used to hang on to that subconsciously. I didn't realize I was doing it until I was much older. Now that I've grown and through some counseling in the past, I was able to see the forgiveness is not for them. It's for you. It's for you. Even though they're the ones that committed whatever the offense is, it's right. For your heart.
Let you off the hook. Yeah.
It's for your heart, your mind, your emotional intelligence, your self-awareness, your relationship with God. Because he calls us to forgive. If you're religious or spiritual and you believe that, you know what I'm talking about. So I had to get there, but it took work. But I've been naturally, I am a forgiving person. I know some people who are not, who are naturally slow to forgive, just slow. But me, I have a lot that I've been forgiven for. I have a story. I have stories of redemption that I personally own. So for me, I've always been one who is easy to forgive. I'm easy to forgive, but you got to mean it. It has to be real, though. The gift that I have of discernment comes straight from God, and I can tell when your apology is genuine and sincere and when it's not. And one thing I'm also good at is when I see you're being insincere, I don't let you know I know. You have no idea I've picked up on it. No clue.
That's another thing that I'm good at. I'll make you think that you actually running game on me.
I'll just be sitting there, you knowing.
The whole time.
I don't let you know. But I know. But I forgive people, even the ones that do that, even the ones that think I'm too stupid to be able to pick up on it. Think that they fooled me. Mm-hmm. I forgive them because I cannot haul around all those emotions because it blocks my blessings. And I don't want to block my blessings. I don't want to block my mind being free to dream again. Because remember, several years I stopped dreaming. And now that I'm back to starting to dream again, I refuse to let anything interfere with that. I got to keep my mind free. So I posted on my Facebook page, protect your peace. I am protecting my peace. Peace of mind, peace of heart, peace of energy, all of it. I'm protecting it.
All right. Last thing I'm gonna say is one thing about me is I will let you go ahead and dig your own grave when you're thinking that you're trying to destroy me, and I don't know what you're doing.
Right.
That I had a coworker I was working with, and I used to call him Master Splinter because I knew he was a rat. Knew he was a rat. Knew he was out there to try to get somebody else's job, try to be a supervisor, so he'll chop somebody else down to make himself look bigger and better. I knew this before he even started ratting. I knew that before he started ratting because of the conversations that we had about how he was at his last job and the way he let that slip up. And I was like, oh yeah, he gonna rat to try to get a bigger position. Mm-hmm. He ratted his way right out the job. Because he didn't just want
that's what happens.
Supervisor position, he wanted the head guy's position.
Right. And you want a position for the money. You don't want the position for the leadership.
Right. You don't want to take that responsibility.
Right. Best leader is always the best servant. I can't lead you unless I serve you. That's in marriage, that's in relationships, especially work relationships. That's not going to happen. I just want the money, but I don't really want the responsibility, but I do want the money. That part. It's horrible.
Yeah, all he wanted was the money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. See, yeah, and now what that employer would do is if this guy was up for a promotion, they would send him to me, and I'm going to administer the assessment, and then I'm going to make a recommendation. Nah, he just wants the money. He's going to be horrible. And people doing assessment nowadays to get a job, you're going to see somebody like me to and I generate a 45-page report. I give you a graph. I say, here's what you're getting. It's like you look under the hood before you pull the trigger. Most people, I can sell you with an AI resume, or I can sell you in the interview, but when the tire hits the road, you can't see it up front. I don't want you to see that. If you knew this about me, you wouldn't have anything to do with me.
Exactly. So
you get the representative. Here's a real deal back here, but you get the representative. You get the representative in the relationship. I had the unfortunate task of telling this woman the man you married never existed.
Whoa.
Wow.
I had to tell her. She bought a hook, line, and sinker. And narcissists follow 3 phases. There's the infatuation stage, there's the devaluation stage, and then there's the discard phase. She fell in love with him. In that infatuation stage, he was perfect. Walked on water, did everything right, said everything right.
Mm-hmm.
And once he got her, That part went away.
Yeah.
And then the real deal came out.
And by then it was too late.
Oh,
right.
Three kids later.
Right. Mm-hmm.
During the infatuation stage. Right. So it's like, well, Lynn, how do I avoid that? And this is for in the relationship space. So, well, you know, you're dating. And I said, have you ever seen him mad, like pissed off? No, I ain't never seen him mad. I say, well, yeah, we'll piss him off, see what happens. Oh, I don't want to piss him off. Yeah, no, but you need to see how he breaks down.
You need to see how he,
You need to see it. And most folks are scared of that. So take his car and drive around the corner and walk back in and say you had an accident. This is horrible. If the first thing out of his mouth is, "Are you okay?" You know, to hell with the car, I got insurance on the car, blah, blah, blah. If the first thing or the other thing out of his mouth is, "I can't believe you fucked up my car," there you have it. Because the representative cannot handle anger.
Mm-mm.
It has to bring in the real deal to express
right.
That part.
Mm-hmm.
That's that narcissistic cycle. So, yeah, when you smoke them out, say, "Here's your keys. Your car's parked around the corner. Have a nice day."
Yeah. Have a nice day. Well, another great show, Lynn. We thank you for coming on again. Please tell everybody how to find you.
Well, I brought the relationship part under my business part. So it's personacultura.ai. You can find me on LinkedIn. So I'm doing.
Spell that. Persona cultura. Spell all that.
PERSONA, persona, which is personality, and cultura, CULTURA, culture.ai. Personacultura.ai.
All right. Dr. Lynn
.ai.
Sturdivant.
I'll never see the day. That ought to be .gov, .net, .yahoo. Is
Oh yeah, they got all kind of dots out there. But
man, I thought I'd never see the day.
I don't even know what .ai is yet.
We're gonna see Lynn in 2 more years. It's gonna be .bot.
.bot. .bot.
Then 2 years from now, I'm gonna be retired on the beach.
Which beach?
It's either gonna be in Ghana or it's gonna be on Nag's Head or Wrightsville or Atlantic Beach. One, two. Okay. I need to spend the rest of my life walking up and down the sand.
Yeah, because California falling in the ocean. I don't even know if it's gonna be here. But
I ain't
anyway,
going to California to go on the beach.
Why not? It's beautiful out there.
No. You want to see a beautiful beach? You go to Florida. I ain't going to California.
Yeah, that
ain't been down
water.
Well, I know Tampa is beautiful. That's the only beach I've been to in Florida. In the bay, right off the bay. But anyway,
been to Fort Lauderdale, been to Miami,
Fort Lauderdale, Miami.
I know.
I love it.
You've been everywhere.
It's crowded. Yeah. Florida got 40 million people. North Carolina got 10.
but we actually have more beach. That's what people don't know. They don't realize it. It's a fact. You can look it up. We have more miles of beach front than Florida.
I'd have to look that up because Florida is all along the
I know it. I know.
East Coast is all along. So
you got to remember how North Carolina juts out into the water. People forget about that. Yes, but anyway, my final thought for today, I put it on my Facebook page. Manipulators hate boundaries. Protect your peace.
Protect your peace.
At all costs.
Or back in the day, as Wu-Tang said, protect your neck.
You need to do it because nobody else will. So you have to do it.
I'm Dennis Holmes. That's Sharon Mullen. And our family is here. Lynn Sturdivant. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Side Jawn. God bless y'all. And always and truly, wait a minute, I'm at the wrong spot. Okay. No, I'm still at the wrong spot. Wrong spot. Always and truly, have a great day.